believe Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and shout.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
We are live, and we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. We're definitely excited today. Definitely a good day. Was able to sit back, this weekend and rest on our laurels. That great win that we had. But yeah, I got the guys with me. We're gonna, talk about the game, kind of recap that. We had some time to think about it, Monday morning back in it, but some time to kind of sit with it. So that's pretty good. But I have the guys with me to do that. And, yours truly, our guy, Matt, a.k.a. Matty Ice. Matt, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Just happy to come out of the weekend with a dub. It's home opener week. It's exciting, man. I'm pumped.
Absolutely. Yours truly, our guy, Rad, all-purpose Rad. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. It's a good day to be a Bills fan. Everything's on the up and up right now. I think, I don't know, this is our year or not, but this feels good. I never had this feeling before, so let's go.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of things to talk about. This might not be the show for everybody. Because I got some things I have to say, things I got to get off my chest. But with that being said, before we get into all of that, Matt, please let the people know who sponsors this show today.
Yeah, so, this episode and every other episode is brought to you by the good people at Buffalo Wing Kings. There's two things the guys here at the Overdue Bills podcast know. That's Bills football, and that's wings. Our first choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. Hit them up. It's home opener week. Football Sunday. We're not going to have any games Thursday or Sunday. So definitely, if you get like me yesterday, I was on the couch all day. Definitely get yourself some wings from Buffalo Wing Kings. Give them a call at 716-248-1427 or stop down to 484 Elmwood Avenue and find out why they say, and we know, they got the best wings in town, hands down. And make sure when you're in there, you tell them that the Overdue Bills podcast sent you, and you'll get 10% off your order.
Absolutely. Shout out to Buffalo Wing Kings. The vibes. And before we get into the show, a little bit of housekeeping. Just going to go through it. We say it every time. OverdueBillsPod.com. OverdueBillsPod.com. You can find everything Overdue Bills media. Shout out to our editor-in-chief, Mike Daniels. We have articles. Listen, and the most important thing is the merch. Right here. Me and Matt, we sporting the red hoodies, Overdue Bills hoodies. Rad got the white t-shirt with the Overdue Bills logo. Listen, we have so many things. We got golf gear. I know the weather is changing, but you may be in a warmer climate. We got golf gear.
Bills fans everywhere around.
We everywhere. Listen, we've been taking over every city. You know the vibe. So please go over to overduebillspod.com. And we ask you to shout out to Buffalo fan base. We want you to like, share, subscribe, rate, and review. Do all those amazing things to help us with the algorithm so people can see the show. All right. Ooh. With that being said, quick question of the day. And I want to ask this question to everybody out there. Best opening game you can remember. I know this may vary for a lot of people, but for the Buffalo Bills fans, Bills Mafia, Overdue Bills fans, we want to know the best opening game that you can remember. And I'm going to go to Matt first to hear what he has to say, see if he could have conjured up something. Matt, can you think of a best opening game?
Man, I've been to a lot of them.
Right.
I'm going to say, man, it's really tough to say like which particular one. I'm going to have to go with man, it's I'm gonna say the one where we played against Miami a couple of years ago and we just blew them out. It was like 35. Like I think I want to say that who was it? Reggie or CJ Spiller was on the team maybe.
Okay.
Or we just came in, we blew them out. So that's gonna be one for me. We usually end up with one of those guys in the first games. So the Dolphins, I can't remember exactly which year. I got to look back on the year. I wasn't fully prepared for that because normally I'm a little hazy at the home opener too. So it's tough to put them together.
Interesting. Okay. Matt got a Miami game, division rival, CJ Spiller. That was a minute ago. Rat, can you think of a home opener, or not necessarily a home opener, but just an opening game?
I gotta go back. It's way back. I'm going back, Drew Bledsoe days of 2003. 2003. I think that was the second year Drew Bledsoe was there. We opened up against the Patriots, 31-0. That's the same week, remember, because Lawyer Malloy got cut. Lawyer Malloy got cut before by surprising cut. He came to the Bills and we opened up with them 31-0. The first shutout. It was like, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, we got Drew Bledsoe now. It's gonna be a different vibe. We just shut out the Patriots 31-0 home opener. I was like, what, 9, 10? I'm looking like, yo, we gonna be, this is our year. We're gonna make the playoffs. This is 03, this is Patriots prime. This is prime Patriots, this is the first iteration of, the Patriots. So it didn't happen like that,
No.
We ended up not a losing season, not making the playoffs. It ended up at the last game of the season against the Patriots, they ended up 31-0 and us. So, but I remember that game vividly, man. It was just a great game. Lawyer Malloy was a great addition for us, and we were just smacking them. Travis Henry had a couple touchdowns. Drew Bledsoe threw a couple touchdowns. Man, that's 31-0, 2003, bro. That's when I became like a real fan. I was like, yo, this is my team. I'm rooting for these guys. I thought we was gonna be nice, and it's what 10 years later. Here we are. I mean, 20 years. Almost 20 years later. Here we are.
I like it. I definitely like it. For me, it's difficult because I don't want to be prisoner of the moment, but I think for me it is this game against the Rams. Similar to what Ed is saying, right? That prime time. Literally everybody was watching the Buffalo Bills. All eyes was on us. And obviously we really haven't had many primetime games in our history. But you know what I mean? To be able to play the defending champs and the way we came out, the game, just the aura about it, being in LA, taking over LA, I think this would have to jump into probably one of the, best for me because it was a good team. This was a good team. We beat one of the best teams in the league. And we came out on all cylinders. So that's for me. And maybe prisoner of the moment, but I kind of wanted to ask, you know what I mean, to get everybody's mind in that because this is historic, right? I know it's crazy. The Bills was amazing, right? At one point in the 90s, right? We had a good run, but historically we've been a bad team. Let's just keep it a call a spade. And now, I'm just being honest. Like, I think we gotta cherish these moments because when we do win the bowl, we're gonna have to look back and say, "Wow, remember that moment? Remember that moment." I think this is that year that we gotta start cherishing certain things because when we get like to that place, that pinnacle, when we're at that parade, we're gonna have to reminisce and be able to talk about it. I don't know how y'all feel about that. Y'all feel the same way?
Nah, for sure. I definitely do. But I thought we were talking home openers here, man. The season opener is a little different. But it's all right.
Yeah, listen, it's tomato.
Yeah, no, because season openers, my favorite season opener was when we played in Kansas City with Fitz and Fred Jackson and Scott Chandler. We beat them boys like 41-7. I think everybody scored that day.
I remember.
And that in Kansas City, that was a good one. That was one I vividly remember. But
okay.
You're right though. This definitely trumps that one as season openers go.
Absolutely. I think we got to get to a place where we start cherishing these moments that we see.
Definitely.
The Bills are creating moments for us, and these are moments that we need to enjoy the journey.
I agree with that, but I want to win the Super Bowl first. Then I start doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess that's all of our testimony. We all want to win the Super Bowl. But listen. Let's get into the game. Let's get into the game because we had some time to think about the game. and not kind of rash reactions to the game. So let's get into the 31-10 shellacking, right? The Bills came out. It was a little rough in the first half, but second half we took over the game and things kind of, went well for us, so to speak, right? Like some of the greatest things that we have to offer kind of came out. We saw that. So, all right, let's just kind of dive into it. Matt, what did you learn from the game? Let's just get right into it. What did you learn from this game? Coming from this game, what did you learn?
I learned from this game that this defensive line is great. I mean, we talked about it a lot last year, where the defensive line, we got pressure, but we didn't get home. So we brought back some guys that were able to get home over the years for us. We got Von Miller, we got Greg Rousseau, we had Ed Oliver, and we got 7 sacks, and we didn't blitz one time. So we were getting pressure and we were getting home. So that's one big exclamation point for me, and one big learning for me, that this defensive line is great.
Interesting. Okay, so Matt has the defensive line. I know that has been really the talk coming out of this game. A lot of people have been saying that we have so many defensive line players, and it's kind of noteworthy because obviously we know Ed Oliver is coming out of that game with an injury. But the depth was a big thing that people were talking about, right? The fact that we were able to throw in so many people, Jordan Phillips, Epineza, who am I missing? Boogie Basham, Rousseau, Von Miller. Like, we were just throwing guys out there. And to be honest, I guess when we take a step back and look at it, right? We've spent a lot of capital on our defensive line, right? Like that was a huge area of need. So I want to go to Rat before you give me what you learned. How do everybody else feels about this in the comments? Let us know. And Rat, how do you feel about how Brandon Beane attacked the defensive line over these past 2-3 years, right? It wasn't like this just didn't happen overnight. This was a 2-3 year process where we tackled that. How do you feel about that?
I think it's how you build a team inside out, right? We had some dogs because we got the cornerbacks, the safeties, right? But he knew in order to have a closer, in order to have a closing team, in order to beat Kansas City in the playoff game, we need a closer. We need a Von Miller. We need Jordan Phillips. We need the people that can rush a four, right? Remember the Giants, what the Giants did to the Patriots, right? To the 2008 Patriots, right? Yeah. Justin Tuck and what I don't think Strahan was even there, but Osi, Umayora, those guys,
Osi, Umayora,
they just rushed with four, right? With what the Broncos did, when they had DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller, Von Miller, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta close games with our defensive line. You gotta close game with your defensive line. That's what the Rams did last year with Von Miller, Aaron Donald. You gotta close games with your defensive line, and Brandon Beane knows that, and we can do that now. Our front seven is gonna be one of the best front sevens in the league. And it's that simple. It was on display last Thursday, and that's how we're gonna have to win the Super Bowl. That's what it comes to. Defense win championships. Offense wins games, but defense wins championships because you got to close the game like that. You got to close the game with key plays on defense and rushing with 4 or 5. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Brandon Beane did, and he did a great job at it.
So transition to what did you learn, Rat? Matt talked about the defensive line. What did you learn?
What I learned is I think I know this might sound crazy, but Josh Allen took that next step. Josh Allen, how quick he's reading now, it's like, okay, he got it now. He's super confident with the offense. He understands what defense gonna do to him, and he's quick with it. Now it's like he's reading. Now everything is slowed down for him. You can tell everything's slowed down for him. Everything he wants is there, and he's gonna take it. It ain't just like Josh got to make some crazy play every time. It's like, no, I can do this by reading going through my reads, being quick with my stuff, and just understanding what the defense is giving me, and just taking it. So Josh has taken another step, crazy enough, because he was, he's taken another step, and he's getting the ball out, like a trigger, boom. Now Aaron Donald was not even a factor because Josh has taken the next step and getting the ball out of his hands and getting the ball to his playmakers. And if Josh can do that and still get and still have that playmaker skills that he has, the elite playmaker that he is, I mean, I mean, for me, we unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we can maybe talk about, the other team that we are our nemesis right now, the Chiefs, because, they doing that over there too. But
we're going to get to that. We're going to get to
Josh has made that step. Josh is on on that level. He made that step. The game has slowed down totally for him, and I mean, we as good as anybody.
I agree wholeheartedly. And watching that game, I sat there, my cousin and my guy Josh, and it's like Josh Allen, he's the best quarterback in the league, right? Like it was just like this. I'm watching the best quarterback in football. I'm watching the guy who in a playoff game against the Texans was so erratic. I honestly wanted to take him back to Wyoming and never bring him back to Buffalo again. Like I really did, because he was so frustrating. But we saw him over time mature. We stuck with him and we saw the development of him. But what I've learned and my takeaway along the lines of what Ed said in the comments, we have a window with Josh Allen. I'm going to just be honest about it. We have to come to this realization. I don't think that this is a 10-year thing. I pray to God that it is. I pray to God that he can mature even more. But what we see is the person that we have, people talk about it. Josh Allen is a dog, but in having a dog as a quarterback, he likes contact. He feeds off that. He's smiling. He's literally smiling while people is hitting him. He's taking hits late in the game. And it's like, it's the yin and the yang. This is who he is. He feeds off that energy. And it's not, I don't think it's something where you could be like, okay, Josh Allen, you got to take a step back. No, Josh Allen, feed into it. Go into the fire. That's what you can do. But with that being said, I think Brandon Beane has to take a step back and say, okay, this is probably realistically 3 to 5 years at peak. Let's just be honest. Because you can't take those hits forever. I'm gonna just listen. People can say whatever they want to say. You cannot take those hits forever. I've seen the man. His leg was up in the air. He getting hit by several different people.
Yeah, but a part of maturing, is understanding that he won't do that anymore. But in certain aspects, what make him Josh Allen, what makes him the next level is that he's willing to do that.
Yes,
put his body on the line. So I understand what you're saying. But in maturity, as he gets older and older, he gonna realize, all right, let me chill out. His arm, he got the best arm in football, so he's going to use that more and more, and his mind going to grow and his process how he do things. Yes, he do like it, but he do understand. He going to have to understand. He 25, 26? When he get to 31, 32, 33, he going to realize I can't take those hits. So I think
I don't know that. I don't know.
I know that.
But the issue is, I think I don't know. You people can tell the future. I haven't got that.
I mean, you tell the future that you
I'm not. No.
You saying it's not going to be a 10-year thing.
No. I'm being honest with what I'm seeing, and a lot of people we can say what we want to say.
Professional opinion.
I'm being honest. I'm just being honest with what I'm seeing, and I think the issue what we have is this: Aaron Rodgers can throw the football at a high level, right? Tom Brady can throw the football at a high level. What separates Josh Allen from those quarterbacks, those pocket quarterbacks, is the fact that he can run and that he can take on those hits. That is the separator. That's the equalizer, and that's what makes him better than those quarterbacks. Like that, it's a fundamental thing. Like there are quarterbacks who are great pocket passers. But there are quarterbacks who are great pocket passers and quarterbacks who can run the ball and take on hits and do things that other quarterbacks cannot do. That's what makes Josh Allen who he is. And if he doesn't do that, he's not better than them. He's not. That's just a fact. Let's call it spade is spade.
But right now, because when he came to the league, he was a better athlete than he was a quarterback.
Yes.
Right. So right now it's here. Right now, quarterback athlete is one-on-one. As soon, I think as he get older, athlete go down, quarterback goes up. So the better quarterback.
Right.
What do you mean? That's what it has been doing. What do you mean? That's
what I'm saying is. So are we saying? I think that like that's a wild statement, right? If that
he's not going to be as good as an athlete at the older he get.
No. What I'm saying is Josh Allen right now, as his quarterbacking is concerned, what separates him is the athleticism. Now, my whole point is we have a window with Josh Allen. And I think we need to focus on this 3 to 5 window and go all in instead of saying, oh, the next 10 years we have this, because that's where we run into issues. A lot of people have said, oh, the next 10 years we have this, the next 10 years we have this, and we don't have the next 10 years. We have this 3 to 5 years because we don't know. And if he's going to continue to, if Ken Dorsey is going to use him in this way with running him like that during the game, then we got to go all in now, which I think that we're doing. I mean, do you guys disagree?
I do, because I'm just looking at like Josh Allen. He carries the ball 10 times a game. He uses his athleticism a lot. I'm just looking at somebody who carries the ball 30 plus times a game and has been doing it for 13 years and hasn't really slowed down a step in Derrick Henry. So as you know what I'm saying, so we're saying that Josh Allen isn't going to be able to take these hits. He's a big physical dude. I don't see how he's not going to be able to take these hits
Matt,
for the
you
next few
just
years and still
named.
play quarterback.
So you're saying Derrick Henry and Josh Allen are comparable?
I'm talking about their style of play, right? You see Derrick Henry with the hard, aggressive runs when he runs the football. Josh Allen doesn't run; he runs a third of the time as him, and he doesn't. I don't think he takes half the hits. You know what I mean? So that is where I'm at as far as like that's
Like
where I'm
that-
at with
that-
like
this
a,
is
a
For me,
comparison.
I'll compare him to like if you go back to early John Elway, right? Early John Elway
Yeah.
was running everywhere. He's running out,
Everywhere.
doing crazy things. That got the couple Super Bowls, they lost him. But the
Yeah.
last 2 years, he was a quarterback. He wasn't running no more. He was still a
Yeah.
good quarterback. He won 2 Super Bowls in the last. Like you can do it. It's possible. Steve Young's of the world. People was running their whole career. Then as they get better at quarterback, they understand I can't do that anymore because I get hurt. It's over. But now my body recovers slower, so I'm not gonna take those hits, and I'm be better with the football placement stuff like that. And Josh is gonna make that adjustment, like I think a John Elway made. That's how
my point is. With that being said, I'm saying that the way we're using him in design runs, it's a different NFL. These are bigger, faster, and stronger people. All I'm saying is I'm trying to caution all Buffalo Bills fans and letting us know we have a 3 to 5 year window. We have to pounce now on the 3 to 5 year window and not look at it as a 10-year plan. That's all I'm saying. It's right now thing. That's it.
That wasn't
That's
all you were
literally
saying.
all
You
I
were
said.
saying some other stuff that we was debating, but I get what you're saying.
No,
I
no,
get that
that's
part.
fundamentally what I'm saying.
I think we always should be in a win now mindset. I agree with you.
100%.
That's
I
it.
want to win the next 3 to 5. If we win one in the next 3 to 5, that's a win.
All right.
For me.
So let me ask: was there any surprises from the game, from the Rams game? Matt, did you anything to come out that was surprising?
I guess no, not really. I mean, the only thing, nothing really surprising. But I will say that the Dawson Knox not being as used. I think it's just going to be a factor of Ken Dorsey's going to use everything that he has, and it's just going to be whoever's turn it is that week to do whatever, and it's going to be
So Rad, can you talk about Ken Dorsey? There's been a lot of talk about the transition between Brian Dable and Ken Dorsey, right? We talked about that at length during the offseason. And coming into this game, obviously, we didn't know what Ken Dorsey would do or how he would call plays, the feel of the game. So do you think that obviously it's one game, but are we riding with him? Are you riding with him?
Yeah. I don't mean to try to be disrespectful of him. I think he's doing a great job. But I think for me, I think it's Josh Allen. I
agree.
He gave the keys to Josh Allen. Josh Allen doing his thing. He's been in this offense for 4 years. He know what he's doing. So I'm not gonna say he along for the ride or nothing like that, but I think Josh Allen has matured enough where it's like they're both in it and they both know what they need to do. Right? Josh know what he likes. Josh know where he want to go with the ball. Josh know. I think just how the defense played us last year, that cover 2 shell, just Josh having to adapt to that has prepared him for this season. Moving forward, he know he got to get the ball out. Somebody in the comments, I think Mama Coaster said, 2.5 seconds. He was getting the ball out in 2.5 seconds. So that's him. That's him maturing, progressing, and taking that next step and being an elite quarterback. And I think that's what it is. I think it's Josh Allen knowing what he needs to do. That's how we gonna win this. That's how we gonna win most, if not all, our games.
Well, that and an added trust that he has in everybody in the receiving core. Like he was throwing a lot of back shoulders. There was a lot of timing throws that he was hitting. That it's just a quarterback that trusts guys that does. You know what I mean? So that's a perfect progression for me for Josh.
And since we're on the offense, it's been a lot of talk about. And listen. I am not trying to be negative today. We had a great win. I'm sorry, Mama Coaster, but I got to be honest. If I'm not honest on this show, then I can't be here. We do got to talk about this, and I talked about this during the playoff game in the Kansas City game. I understand that we want fresh bodies on the field. I understand that. But I'm going to say this, and I don't want to say this again, so I hope Ken Dorsey is listening and Sean McDermott. One
so
takeaway, one surprise for me is that we sub a lot. And I don't mind subbing. I just don't understand why is Stephon Diggs not taking 85, 90% of the snaps. He literally took 67% of the snaps. And I just didn't understand that. I don't understand how we can pay somebody hundreds of millions of dollars and not depend on him all the time. I don't know where they do that at. I'm not sure. I think that when you pay somebody a lot of money, it is expected that he plays a lot. I don't know. Am I wrong? I mean, listen, am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
I'm gonna say that the Bills, they have a staff of, I'm sure, a lot of dudes crunching numbers and doing analytics, and whatever they're doing is working because everybody that they're subbing is being productive at one point or another. I mean, even with playing 67% of the snaps, Diggs had 8 catches for $122 and a touchdown.
It's not a production. It's
like,
about
that's
high
production.
Value snaps. Yeah.
I don't care if he's going to do that. I don't care if he plays 67.
But what about Diggs having 12 catches for 200 yards? What about that?
Why
is Justin Jefferson in the game the whole time? Why is Jamar Chase in the game?
He has to.
Why is our time? Okay, so why can't Diggs be in the game? I'm just saying.
He can, but he's not.
Matt,
don't get me wrong.
Can you answer this for me? If I'm paying you money to play, why are you not playing? I just want to know that. Can somebody tell me?
He is playing, Sam. What are you talking about?
I don't think it's him saying sub me out. I just think it's the coaches rotating them in, getting new looks, right? It looks different out there when Diggs isn't on the field, right? Or you know what I mean?
Yes, it was key third downs. He wasn't in the playoffs against.
He was 9 of 10 from third down.
In the one that we didn't get, he was.
I think he completed his first 17 passes, Sam.
Yo, listen. I'm being honest. Hey, listen.
You don't even know that. You just
I do know that. I do know that.
So the one third down, he was off the field.
Yes, that's a fact. They had Jake Kumaro in. I didn't understand what was going on.
Oh my God, Sam, listen, bro.
Goodness, bro. We lost the game because of that, bro. In the playoffs against the Chiefs.
For one, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The Bills know that. It was game 1. So maybe I'm not saying it will, but maybe his percentage of snaps will go up in a high leverage moment. Playoffs, it's probably gonna be 80, 85. But this is game 1. We want to make sure everybody right, we want everything good. And when he was in the game, he threw on the ball. You know what I mean? Like, why do if we know we're about to run the ball, Diggs don't need to be out there. So what?
Listen. But my issue is
like,
this
if
is
he
my
in the game,
issue.
throwing the ball, he was in the game.
My only issue is this. I understand what y'all saying. Health is wealth. Blah 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 blah. Every other top receiver is in the 85%, 90% snaps, but ours. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Listen, that's all I'm saying. I don't know if are they more healthier?
Yeah, but who the best?
Diggs?
Who do you think is the best team in the league?
No, I only can go based off of who wins Super Bowls, and we have not won doing this strategy. That's all I know.
So who have?
All I know. Huh?
Who has?
Cooper Kupp played every snap, and they won a Super Bowl. I don't know. Maybe you should just try that. Maybe you should try it.
They lost on Thursday. He played every snap.
They lost on
really
Thursday.
help him
They're
out.
the defending champs. We haven't won a
You
Super
just
Bowl.
told me we gotta
same thing. We got in the comments.
Okay.
Mike, all right. Devontae Adams got 46% of the targets. They lost the game.
I don't care.
They lost.
He played the whole game. I'm paying you to play the whole game.
You're all over the place.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna lose.
No.
I'm not talking about lose.
I'm talking about the fact that if you're being paid, we need you to play. That's okay. Let's move on.
He's playing and he's producing. I get he was what with that stat line.
More than that.
He was a top 10 receiver of the week.
Point. He can get more than that.
And he's projected over 1,000-yard season. Is that not worth whatever he's getting paid this year in an offense like ours?
He can get more than that. And that's another thing. We sub a lot. Why are we subbing in Zach Moss? That's my thing. Why is who made this rule up?
That's where I'll agree with you on that one. I think
talk about it.
Like, and I think another comment, Zach Moss being leading touch guy is criminal. I'm agreeing with that 100%. Devin Singletary is our best back. James Cook, he fumbled that first carry, didn't touch the field again really. So I don't know if it's a McDermott type thing, but Devin Singletary should get the most touches in our backfield.
We're all in agreement on that. Rat, are you in agreement that Devin Singletary should be our feature back?
Yeah, I think so. I think he should be our feature back, but Honestly, I don't care. I like to mix it up.
Yeah.
Like it was fine.
No, it
Everything was
wasn't.
fine.
No, it
Everything was
wasn't.
fine.
No, it was
I
not.
do not care about.
See, this is what
I
I'm
want
saying.
the run. I want to run the ball to mix it up, play action. The game plan we had was perfect. We had some
No, it
mixed
was
up.
not.
It
No, it
was.
wasn't.
The team.
No, it
Some
wasn't.
players messed
No, it
up.
wasn't.
Some players, individual
No, it
players
wasn't.
messed up. But the scheme and what we ran and how we ran it was a perfect scheme, and we did it the right way. And whoever was in the game did their job. Like obviously, the guy who fumbled, James Cook fumbled, McKenzie dropped the ball, stuff like that. But besides that, we did great. Zach Moss had some good runs. I don't care.
Yeah.
Zach Moss should be limited simply because we know he fumbles. And Mike said it in the group chat. He runs as if he doesn't want to fumble. James Cook. Everybody knew James Cook had deer in headlights for a long time. We've been saying Raheem Blackshear on this. I said after this game, the one thing I said was we need to bring up Raheem Blackshear and we need to look at possibly trading James Cook. He really doesn't fit our offense. I'm gonna be honest.
This is why I'm
gonna be honest.
This is overreaction Monday.
No. It's not
Monday.
It's not overreaction.
See,
this is the thing.
What are you even talking about?
I'm gonna talk about. This is the thing. This is the problem with people in their fantasy teams. They hold on too long, and I just want to bring that to real life. Listen, we saw what James Moss could do.
Hold on too long. It's one game.
We saw what James Cook could do. Not a lot. He's just not that good of a player. Deer in headlights. We need to move on from him. Bring Raheem Blackshear. That's just me, though.
If that's the case, Gabe Davis should have been traded. If that's the case,
Mike, Gabe Davis is a touchdown machine, though.
What are you talking about?
Touchdown machine. All right. We talked enough about the offense. I'm just being honest, everybody. People don't like honesty on this show. They never did. But let's move to the defensive side. Leslie Frazier is good, right? There's been a lot of talk about him as a defensive coordinator. For whatever reason, people don't want him to hire him as a head coach, but that's fine because we reap the benefits at the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. But what I wanted to talk about, because I need to say this, I need to get this off my chest. I think everybody in the Bills Mafia, Overdue Bills fans, we need to shake Tremaine Edmonds' hands and tell him have a good day, sir. Tremaine Edmonds, we appreciate him on the team, but I think after this season, we will never see Tremaine Edmonds in the Buffalo Bills uniform, because I'm gonna be honest, if I see Tremaine Edmonds run into another player while trying to make a tackle again, I think I'm gonna just grab him and sit him on the sideline. I'm sick of it. I really am. He's so clumsy and klutz, and it's like every time he's on the verge of making a big play, he doesn't, and that is the most frustrating thing for me. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but can anybody speak to Tremaine Edmonds? Is it just me?
Well, I mean, I can say, as bad as he does look sometimes, a lot of other times he's one of our best open field tacklers. He always falls forward. Always is in the mix. He never goes backwards. He leads our team in tackles every year.
That's true. That's a fact.
He does his job for the most part. So I mean, I can't, like everything, the bad is going to outweigh the good, or that it's going to be more glaring than not, right? So I gotta defend Tremaine, though. Just in our defense, he's a good piece in our defense, and that's where I'm gonna leave it at.
For me, I accepted who Tremaine is. I had high expectations coming in because he was drafted high, but I don't think he's gonna be a top 5 inside linebacker, and that's fine with me. He made tackles. He led our team. He led the team in tackles. And he was in the mix. He's always in the mix. He's always right there. He might be a loose, but it's not explosive, but he's a tackler. He's not a big hitter. He's a tackler. And I accepted who he is. And I'm fine with him. I think it's good for us because we don't got to pay him top 5 money. So I don't think we got to pay him top 5 money. And I'm good with him staying. I accept who he is. He's not a top 5 guy, but I think our front 7 is an elite. Our 2 safeties is great. Trey White gonna get back. He fits right in with our defensive scheme. I'm fine with it. We don't need that. He can go sideline to sideline. He can go sideline to sideline. He's quick. He's fast. He can move. So I'm fine. I'm fine with him. He's not Ray Lewis, obviously. He's not Bobby Wagner in his prime. He's not those guys. But he's a tackler. He's always there. So I'm fine with him. He's a consistent player right now, and he led our team in tackles this week. And I expect that every week.
I agree with Rad in this aspect. Last year, I came to the realization at the end of the day, he's a tier below like top linebackers, which is not bad. Obviously, it's not bad. But the question remains, like, should we pay him money, depending on how much money he wants? But my fundamental issue with Tremaine Edmonds is that now that we have this special defensive line that everybody keeps talking about, and lanes are created for him to make big plays, I just want him to make a big play or two, right? I actually want Tremaine Edmonds to tackle somebody and they actually go backwards, right? It seems like listen, this is my only issue with him. Every time he arm tackles somebody, they always go, like, it was 2 possessions where it was 3rd downs or maybe it was 4th downs, and all he had to do was, when he tackled the person, make them go that way. For whatever reason, they always go forward. That's it. Listen, if Tremaine Edmonds can go back, I'm fine. But again, like we said, at the end of the day, Tremaine Edmonds is probably a top 16, 15, 16, 17 linebacker in football. I mean, that's something that you just got to live with. That's just, I guess, one of my gripes. But I did want to ask this on this show, because we talked about this while watching the game. Something that is very alarming. I don't know how y'all feel about it in the comments, but let me know. Kaiir Elam, correct me if I'm wrong, we took him in the 1st round. That was our 1st round pick, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When we got to the game, Kaiir Elam was not starting. Did everybody see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, Matt. I'm going to ask Rab. I'm going to ask everybody in the comments. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the least worst. Panic meter on Kaiir Elam. Matt.
A 0.
Wow.
There's no panic meter for me. I mean, he came in at a draft pick that was, the same as Trey's, so everybody out the gate is expecting him to be Trey, right? And it's not like he's playing bad. Granted, Christian Benford just came in and they're splitting time, but I don't. My panic meter's at a 0, man, 100%.
Rad.
Yeah, I mean, he's a rookie. I think I know we living in this new age where every rookie that get drafted in the 1st round got to play right away and be excellent. But he a rookie. He compete with another rookie who's a dog. I mean, shout out to Benford. And shout out to him because they split in time. And I think it's good for both of us. It's good for our team at whole, that the fact that we got a steal in the draft. You know what I mean? So and Elam looks good when he out there. You could tell he's fast. That's why he fell in it. That's why he wasn't even that top elite, that 1st group of cornerbacks that was taken, but because he was fast, but he wasn't the best in coverage right now. So we gonna get him right. We play a lot of zone. He got to figure that out. I think in Florida he played a lot of more man, so he just got to figure out his zone. And Benford just more natural at it. So I'm not panicking at all. You know what I mean? I think it's 1 game, it's 1 season. He's a rookie. In 2 or 3 years, he can be top a duo, or maybe I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm not panicking at all.
Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but it's definitely cause for panic, simply because at the end of the day, like we got to be honest. Like, this is somebody who we drafted to start. We got to stop doing that. Oh my God, he's no. We drafted him to start. He was a 1st round pick. A 6th round pick took his job. In any area of life, that is an issue. Why, when it comes to this, it's not an issue? If that's in a regular secular job, that in theory, a worse player potentially took your position in your job. If you was in high school and a freshman took a senior's job, that would be like, yo, the senior is low-key trash, bro. Like, I mean, it's
nuanced, though. It's nuanced because if Benford needs to be on the field, it's not like Elam is playing bad. It's not Elam doing? No, because it's not Elam playing bad. It's Benford playing out of his mind. It's like, yo, he's clear. He's a good player. It's not like, yo, what we doing about Elam? We got to go with the 6th rounder. It's just he's too bad to be on the field. No, Benford is putting in work, preseason, offseason, minicamp. He is the better player. He is the best. He as good. Point. Like, just that simple. But it's not because Elam is worse, or it's not because it's Elam. Benford is playing great. And you gotta reward people who play great. That's how you keep a team. Period.
And that's how Bean goes. That's a Bean philosophy right there. The best players are gonna play.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's not like he came in and the job is his right now. It's really not. It's really not. I don't have the snap counts in front of me, but I guarantee that if they weren't split, they were pretty close to being split.
Boys know what starting mean. I hate how we come on this show and boys don't know what starting mean. It's crazy. It's really crazy that people don't know what's like. Yo, Matt. If you came if Josemino said you wasn't starting, that would be an issue. Rad, you know it. Sam, I know it too. So let's stop.
Correct.
Listen,
correct. But that's a whole different.
Let me throw this at you. real quickly. If an analyst is coming into Goldman Sachs from Harvard and an analyst, no disrespect to UB, is coming in from UB, and the one from Harvard is supposed to be here, and then they put the one from UB over him, that's an issue for the one that went to Harvard. Can we all agree on that point?
No.
It's an
yes.
issue, but
yes. Therefore, there's an issue with Kyler Elam not starting. That it's we gotta look at it. Can we look at it?
An issue unless this guy is nice. He's nice.
He's nicer than the one that we thought was going to be nicer than him.
What it is.
He is.
Nice.
So
what
all right.
what do you want him to do?
Yeah.
Not play him because he a first rounder? Just play the first rounder? Because he
should we look at a trade?
Just trade him.
I'm just asking.
Or just take your blessings. Like, wow, we fell into this.
Yeah.
We fell into this.
We gotta pay one more than the other one. All right, cool. Y'all don't like salary caps. All right, so let's move on.
We don't gotta pay him for what, 4 or 5 years, so we don't gotta worry about that.
He can't top dollar right now as a rookie. But listen, let's move on. Let's go to a perspective check real quickly. Let's go to a perspective check. I want to ask Rad. I want to ask everybody in the comments, Matt, real quickly, because we're gonna get out the show in a minute. Since we had a break, we played Thursday. Everybody watched football yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all give me a team that the Bills has on the schedule that caught your eye? Specifically, the Bills have them on the schedule, or we could potentially play them in the AFC. Can you give me a team that kind of caught your eye? And if you're in the comments, can you give me a team? Just write it in the comments.
For me, it's two. Obviously, I mean, you can say the Chiefs, but whatever. But it's Minnesota, right? It's Minnesota Vikings. They got a new offensive corner that came over for the Rams, Kevin O'Connell. Everybody. I mean, if you knew anything, everybody was high on Justin Jefferson in fantasy football. I told you I came in. I took him 4th overall in one of my drafts. He's going to be this year's Cooper Kupp. He's a dog. You know, he's naturally even more gifted than Cooper Kupp, and you're going to have to deal with him, right? And you still got people like Thielen, and you still got people, Osborne, you got Irv Smith Jr., and obviously Dalvin Cook in the backfield. They can be a formidable running team. So Kirk Cousins is one of those quarterbacks where if everything going right, he's good enough to win games and not get in the way. So Minnesota is definitely a team to be reckoned with. If you look at them, I mean, obviously Green Bay wasn't, fully formed yet, but that's still Green Bay. They're supposed to have a good defense. They both left and right tackles not in the game. But Minnesota, with Kevin O'Connell with that Rams offense and having Justin Jefferson in it and a Dalvin Cook as the running back, I think they're definitely going to be a problem moving forward.
So I'm going to go with the team that I think is going to play us in the AFC Championship. It's going to be the Chargers. So their offense, they have the young quarterback who's a beast. They got a really good receiving core. They added Gerald Everett, who looked really good yesterday. Austin Eckler in their running game, and with their defense, they got 2 All-Pros at the defensive end position. Khalil Mack had 2 sacks yesterday. They still got Joey Bosa. They got Derwin James, who's a potential All-Pro. J.C. Jackson, who was an All-Pro in that secondary, and they got a pretty young, good linebacker core. So they got some boys over there in LA. So that's a team to look out for all year long.
Too bad they coach me, Walla. You got preach?
Yeah. You all right over there?
I don't know what he doing. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. My bad. It was just a little bit of breaking news. But anyways, it's all good. I got the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Pat Mahomes is he's rivaling Josh Allen. He had one of those games.
Rivaling to the left. He got it,
I mean, call it whatever you want. He's whatever. Yeah, he got one up on Josh Allen. He has a Super Bowl. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know.
My point is, he had one of those games to let Josh Allen know simmer down and let everybody else know simmer. It was a simmer down game, and I can appreciate that. I've been in those situations where I had to play and let another point guard know simmer down. We've all been there. But yeah, so shout out to them. It's listen, this season is gearing up for something crazy. But Matt, we had a contest winner. People interested in the contest. We had a contest winner. So Matt, if you can let the people know who won the contest,
yes,
and
sir.
then let them know what the contest is all about, all of those amazing things.
Yeah, so we had a couple entries into the contest last week. Nobody hit the score exactly, so we had to go with the secondary option, which was closest to Josh Allen's passing yards. Josh Allen ended the day with 297 passing yards. So we had the winner was Tony Rivera this week. He guessed 290 yards, I believe. So he was the closest one. We did have a couple that were within a yard of that, or two that were very, very, very close, but he was the closest. So we're gonna get that $30 gift card to you, Tony, this week. And then we're gonna open up the contest for this week's upcoming game against the Tennessee Titans, the home opener in Buffalo, playing Monday Night Football. We're going to do a score prediction again. You're going to predict the score for this week's game against the Tennessee Titans. And as a tiebreaker, again, we're going to go with Josh Allen's passing yards. So, you got until Monday at what time is kickoff? 7:30? It's an early one, I think, right?
Yeah, it's
so we're gonna close the contest at 7 p.m. on Monday night. So definitely get in there and get a chance to win some wings.
Shout out to everybody who's entered the contest. It's an amazing thing. Shout out to Buffalo Wing Kings, man. That $30 gift card comes in handy, y'all. Y'all know how wings is going on. So shout out to them for doing that. Listen, overduebillspod.com, overduebillspod.com. Please go get your merch. Hurry up. The weather is turning. Get your hoodies. Get your hats. Listen, we need you to get it right now. We want you to be in Overdue Bills gear. Listen, I can't go somewhere. I literally cannot go somewhere when I'm wearing my Overdue Bills gear. Everybody like, yo, that's amazing. I'll tell them overduebillspod.com. You need to get it. Like it's just literally everywhere I go. So it's definitely a conversation starter. So please go do that. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to all y'all. Y'all was great today. Please like, share. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. Please rate and review. Do all of those amazing things. And listen, be on the lookout this week. We're going to be talking to another Tennessee op. We talked to our guy, last week from the Rams. That was a great show. So we're going to do another one. Listen, we're going to dive into the game. Huge game. So listen, y'all know how we end every show. Shout out to everybody with a little bit of that. Hey.
Hey.